Hello everyone, welcome back to another AP Physics 1 video. Today we'll be going over question 1 again from the Dynamics MIT AP Physics 1 workbook. That will be in the description for you guys to use below. And the reason I'm going over this video problem again is because in my earlier video I had a mistake, and I've seen that video has started to gain more views, and I didn't want to lead you guys in the wrong way, so I've decided to redo this video. So it says a ball of mass m suspended from two strings of unequal length as shown above. The magnitudes of the tension T1 and T2 in the strings must satisfy which of the following relationships. So one thing we need to know, guys, is that since the ball right here is stationary, that means all the forces are equal, or they all cancel out since it's in equilibrium, so it means that it's not moving. So since we know that the ball is stationary in equilibrium, that means the forces in the x direction must be equal to each other. And I know that's hard to comprehend at first, but trust me, if one of them was greater, we would know that that would be true because the ball would be moving to the right. So if T1 was greater, it would be moving to the right. If T2 was greater, it would be moving to the left. But since they are both equal in the x direction, meaning it goes this way and this way, since they're equal in magnitude, they both cancel out each other, making sure the ball stays stationary in equilibrium. So now that we've gotten that both the tensions in the x are equal to each other, now that we know that, we have to move on to the tension in the y, which is what varies between these two tensions. And comparing T1 and T2, we can see that vertically, T2 is way more vertical than T1. Because if we draw these triangles out, we have the T1 vector and we have the T2. We can see that T2 is mostly vertical. And if T2 is mostly vertical and more vertical compared to T1, knowing that they both have equal x tension, that means that since T2 has a greater vertical, that means that T tension in the y and T tension 1 in the y, T tension 2 in the y is going to be greater than the T tension 1 in the y. And since we already know that T tension 1 in the x and T tension 2 in the x are both equal to each other, that means that whichever one has the greater y is going to be the greater value. And since we know that T tension 2 in the y is greater than T tension 1 y, that means that T tension 1 is going to be less than T tension 2, leading us to choice C as our correct answer. And I just wanted to go over this problem again because what I made a mistake is going based off the picture. And going based off the picture, I just assumed that since one of these triangles is bigger, we can just assume that T1 adds a greater proportion compared to T2. But guys, we have to remember that this object isn't stationary, and we can't just go based off how an image is, because the images aren't always to scale, and we can't always get our information straight from the images. We have to back it up with our knowledge of physics that we have, and here we can back it up with saying since T2 is more vertically compared to T1, it's going to contribute a greater vertical force. And since both of the x's are equilibrium, since the forces cancel out, the ball is going to be in equilibrium, meaning the x forces cancel out, meaning that whichever one has a greater y component is going to be the greater one. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please comment down any questions you have, and remember to enjoy life.